Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I'm just sitting here in my robe drinking my morning coffee looking sexy as hell as usual. And for those of you who say I don't look sexy as hell when I do these videos in my robe, nobody cares what you think. I didn't ask you shit. Alright guys, it seems like there's more news about Planet Fitness coming out. Everyone's bitching and complaining about Planet Fitness because they got in the news that they made a woman who was in decent shape. She had what I would not call an extreme physique by any means, but people were complaining because they said that her body was intimidating other people, and so they made her put a t-shirt on. And there's this public outcry in the community again, and I'm going to take a different stance from other people. As someone who's been around this industry a long time, first started training years ago, there really are different types of gyms. There's a variety of different gyms. You have your really cheesy commercial gyms. You have your middle-of-the-line gyms that cater to a mixed crowd. They'll have some power lifters, they'll have some bodybuilders and athletes, but it's still, the majority is the general public. They're usually pretty good gyms, well-equipped. And then you have your hardcore athletic gyms or powerlifting gyms in places that have exclusive memberships, meaning the average person cannot just walk in and join. They only allow competitive athletes to train at some of these facilities, and no one else is even allowed inside the building. So you have these three different basic types of gyms, and the thing is, I think what Planet Fitness does in some ways does a service to the more hardcore or middle-of-the-road training community. I want to break down why. Now, it's very obvious that they market to a specific demographic. We all know that the majority of people, these New Year's resolutioners, people who want to pretend like they want to get into shape, represent the majority of people who try to work out. People who never make progress, or they make minimal progress and then regress. People who want to lose 100 pounds, they lose 10 and then they get fatter again. People who just spin their wheels, and it's in part because they lack motivation, and people who basically claim that they don't want to go to a place to where they're going to be intimidated by other people, which means that they're basically saying they want to fail. Because if you want to be good at anything in life, you need to find people who are better than you at what you're really serious about, and you need to hang out with those people. You need to surround yourself with successful people who are being successful at whatever it is that you want to be more successful at. And if you hang around with people who are failing to be successful at the thing that you want, then you're going to learn bad habits from them, and it's expected that you're going to fail, but you'll fail with other people who are failing with you. And that is the mentality that a lot of people take to a lot of things in life. The people who aren't really serious about succeeding, they surround themselves with other losers. But they can all lose together. And they can feel a sense of belonging and brotherhood or sisterhood or whatever. And people who want to succeed are going to surround themselves with people better than them, so that they can learn from those people and be motivated by them. So it's the mentality that they cater to is the loser mentality. Of people who aren't really going to achieve their goals. And they know that, but they make it cheap for people. It's an inexpensive gym, and at the very least, the people who are in there training under their rules are certainly steps above people who are just at home sitting on the couch. But as far as people talking about the discrimination, well, basically they create a gym to where the people who don't really want to succeed can feel comfortable around other people. And that creates a good thing because it draws them away from that middle-of-the-road gym, which is really a problem for a lot of people. If you don't have access to a hardcore training facility and you do have serious goals, those exclusive elitist type gyms, if you don't have access to one of those, you're still going to have to train at one of the middle-of-the-road gyms. And those people like that who aren't serious about their goals, they get in your way, they hurt your motivation, because they do awful things. And I'll give you a case in point. I've trained at one of those middle-of-the-road gyms, and you go in there and you think it's great because it's got 4 power racks. How awesome is that? How many gyms, commercial type gyms, have 4 power racks? You're always going to be able to come in and squat anytime you want. Well, I had come into it and found that there was a woman there who at 8:30 in the morning was hogging all 4 of those squat racks doing circuit training. And then she had 2 barbells on the floor for doing different exercises off the floor, and a bar and everything set up in all 4 of those racks so that she could circuit train 6 exercises. So she hogged 6 Olympic bars in all 4 power racks to do some silly, ineffective bullshit that only helps novice lifters. Someone who's very new to the gym benefits from circuit training, but nobody else. It's bullshit. Inefficient, ineffective training. And that's the problem. When you get the people who really want to just go do silly stuff like circuit training, they would be a perfect fit for a place like Planet Fitness. They could go do what they want to do, but instead you put them into one of the decent middle of the road gyms, and that's the kind of silly shit that they come up with. You just leave them free in the weight room to use stuff, and they'll come up with the type of bullshit that they should be doing at a fluff gym, but they'll use all the hardcore equipment to do it, and they hog everything up. And it creates a problem for everyone with serious goals, because they're using the equipment of 6 people, and then you don't have access to anything. So the existence of Planet Fitness pulls the people with that mentality out of the gyms that a lot of you guys and girls use, and it puts them away from you. It segregates them away from you so that you don't have to put up with their bullshit for the most part. And you don't have to watch them fail. You don't have to watch them damage equipment, break equipment, hog equipment that they don't know how to use correctly, that other people with serious goals really need. And I think it creates a positive thing for the community, irrespective of the stereotypes and the discrimination and everything else that they put out. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. And my opinion may not be popular there, but that's how I feel about it when I really think about it logically. It really pulls those people out of the gyms that a lot of you use so that you don't have to deal with them. Alright guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.